In the glittering chaos of Silicon Valley, where startups rose and fell like tides and the glow of screens never dimmed, lived two relentless souls, Ryan and Harper. Ryan was 37, the brilliant CEO of a fintech company on the verge of $1 billion valuation. Harper was 36, a top venture capitalist whose sharp instincts had turned millions into billions for her firm. They met 3 years earlier at a late-night pitch meeting, Ryan presenting his app, Harper grilling him with questions that cut like lasers. Sparks flew, but not the romantic kind. It was pure ambition. They respected each other's grind, the way they both lived for the next deal, the next milestone. Soon they were dating power dinners, red-eye flights together, celebrating funding rounds in hotel suites. Marriage followed quickly, a practical union of equals who understood the hustle better than anyone. But love, real, slow, breathless love, that was for people with time. Ryan and Harper had none. Their days started at 5 a.m. with emails and ended past midnight with conference calls across time zones. Weekends were board meetings or networking events. Vacations were working retreats. Their stunning glass-walled home in Palo Alto was beautiful but empty, filled with smart devices, not laughter. They rarely cooked, rarely touched beyond a quick kiss goodbye. When friends asked about kids, they laughed it off. Maybe after the next exit. Their conversations revolved around valuations, competitors, term sheets. They told themselves this was success. This was the dream. Suspense crept in quietly, like fog rolling over the bay. One crisp October morning, Ryan's company landed the biggest partnership of its existence, a deal with a global bank that would make them untouchable. The catch: the contract had to be signed in person in London in exactly 10 days, and the due diligence was brutal. Ryan and Harper threw themselves into it harder than ever. Sleepless nights blurred into frantic days. They barely spoke except about spreadsheets and legal clauses. On day 7, exhaustion hit a breaking point. During a heated argument over a minor clause at 3 a.m., Harper snapped, "Do you even remember why we got married?" Ryan fired back, "To build something great together, this is it." They slept in separate rooms that night, a silent chasm wider than ever. The next morning brought the twist no amount of money could buy. While rushing through airport security for a last-minute flight to New York for investor meetings, Harper collapsed. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital. Diagnosis: severe burnout, induced arrhythmia, her heart literally skipping beats from chronic stress. Doctors were blunt. If you don't change your life immediately, the next episode could be fatal. Ryan cancelled everything and sat by her bed, holding her hand for the first time in months, without checking his phone. When Harper woke, tears filled her eyes. "I'm scared, Ryan. We've built an empire, but we forgot to build us." The company deal hung in the balance. Investors pressured Ryan to close it. Board members whispered he was distracted. But Ryan made a choice that stunned everyone. He stepped back as CEO temporarily, delegating to his team. For the first time in 15 years, he turned off notifications. He stayed with Harper through recovery, cooking simple meals, walking slowly around the hospital garden, talking about everything except work. They spoke of childhood dreams, of fears they'd buried under ambition, of the quiet longing they'd both ignored. In those raw, unhurried moments, something unexpected bloomed. Real love. Not the efficient partnership they'd settled for, but deep, tender, breathtaking love, the kind that makes your heart ache in the best way. As Harper grew stronger, they made a pact. They returned home, not to their glass palace, but to a small rented cabin in the redwoods north of San Francisco. Wi-Fi, no distractions. For 30 days, they lived simply. Morning coffee on the porch, long hikes holding hands, cooking dinner together while music played. They laughed until their sides hurt, cried over old hurts, danced in the kitchen to songs they'd never had time to hear. Ryan rediscovered Harper's smile, the one not tied to a successful pitch. Harper fell in love with Ryan's gentle side, the man who read poetry aloud by the fireplace, who traced her scars from childhood with reverence. The company, miraculously, the team rose to the occasion. The London deal closed without Ryan's physical presence, signed digitally on day 10. The stock soared, but Ryan and Harper barely noticed. One quiet evening, 10 years later, Ryan and Harper sat on the porch of the little seaside home they had built together far from Silicon Valley, surrounded by wildflowers and the sound of waves. Their 2 children slept inside, exhausted from a day of building castles. Harper rested her head on Ryan's shoulder, her hand cradling the gentle curve of their 3rd child, still growing inside her. Ryan pulled an old, worn envelope from his pocket, the hospital discharge papers from that terrifying day long ago. On the back, in Harper's shaky handwriting from her recovery bed, were the words she had written when she thought she might not make it. "If I only get one more day, let me spend it truly seeing him. Let me love him the way he deserves. Please." Silent tears rolled down Ryan's cheeks as he read it aloud. Harper's voice broke as she whispered, "I thought I was going to lose everything. But I almost lost you without ever really having you." Ryan turned to her, eyes shining. "We were millionaires in the bank, but paupers in here," he said, placing his hand over her heart, then his own. "That day you collapsed. It wasn't a warning, it was a gift. The universe handed us back the love we had buried under deadlines and deals. And every single day since, I wake up grateful that I get to love you, not the powerhouse V, not the partner in ambition, but you, the real you. The one I almost missed forever." Harper cupped his face, tears falling freely now. "I spent years chasing a life that looked perfect from the outside. But the moment I almost lost it all, I realized the only thing that ever mattered was right beside me. You were my true love all along, Ryan. I just had to stop running long enough to feel it." They held each other as the sun dipped into the ocean, painting the sky in colors no boardroom could ever match. So you see, dear viewers, especially you who have given up completely on true love, who believe it's too late, that it only exists in movies, or that success means sacrificing the heart, hear this through your tears. True love isn't something you find after you've won everything else. Sometimes it's the person already walking beside you, waiting for you to finally turn and see them. It doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it waits quietly in the ordinary moments you've been too busy to notice until life, in its fierce mercy, stops you cold and says, "Wake up, this is it. This is the miracle you've been chasing. You haven't missed your chance." The greatest love story of your life might already be halfway written, in the hand you're not holding, in the laugh you're too tired to hear, in the eyes you haven't truly looked into in far too long. Slow down, turn off the noise, reach for them. Because one day, when you're old and gray, sitting on a porch somewhere watching the sunset, you'll realize that no amount of money, no title, no achievement will ever feel as rich as the quiet, tearful joy of knowing you finally chose love and love chose you back. It's never too late. Your heart is still beating for a reason. Choose love today. The rest will follow. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this from us.